Welcome to Amplifying Wellness with TLC, a podcast where we discuss self-care and wellness through guest stories, information, and tips on how to live healthier and happier lives. We are Twin Life Coaching and Business Services with your host, myself, Tara Lehman, and my business partner and sister, Barb Schutz. We care about increasing awareness around self-care and mental health through this podcast, coaching, consulting, workshops, and a supportive community. To find out more about all of our services, please visit twinlifecoaching.ca. As a reminder, this podcast is for sharing of stories and information only and is not intended to be or replace any medical advice you are seeking or have received.
Thanks, Tara. So today we're welcoming Tina Brigley. She's the owner of Tina Brigley Coaching, where she works with those who want to break through their glass ceiling to get to the next level results. Welcome to the show, Tina.
Thank you, ladies. It's nice to be here.
Awesome. We're excited. We're excited. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, your business around wellness and self-care?
Yeah, so I started my journey as a certified health coach. And I realized over the years that it's actually more than just health coaching. It's mindset coaching. It's self-love coaching and confidence, and having the confidence to put yourself first and honor your boundaries. So I'm a confidence coach, and I like to just unleash women, especially. I mean, I like to unleash everybody, but women to just really stand in their power and their confidence and be the best version of themselves.
And you do that through your coaching. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'm going to ask a question about the quotation, igniting our power, and why that's important to you, where that came from.
Yeah, I think, growing a business with 3 male business partners and hustle and grinding, I thought that that's the way I needed to show up in life, hustle and grind. And what that meant was put myself last. And if there's time left over, then I could show up for myself. That didn't work at all. I was burning out. I was frustrated. And I think being able to ignite your power means being able to honor yourself first and foremost, no matter what's going on in your life, your kids' travel, sports, your business. If you drink from an empty cup, it's only a matter of time before you burn out yourself. And we are living in a world where a lot of people are, I feel, not living life. They're just surviving life.
Yeah.
We get to ignite that power and thrive in life, but we can only do that when we put ourselves first, no matter how difficult it might seem to do that. But that's the only way to really ignite your power.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And we know that it's such a crazy world out there right now that you spoke to a little bit there. And it is so important to take care of ourselves first. So what are some of the challenges that you are seeing, like some of the concerns and issues people are bringing up to you in your business?
Their mindset. And it's so cliche, right? But I say to people all the time, there's always 2 conversations going on. There's the one with others, and then there's the one in your head. And if you're not paying attention to the conversation in your head, it's going to hijack you. And it's no surprise. If you want to release weight, or if you want to feel great, if you want to work on self-love, what do? You go to Google, you research how to do that. But then Google will say, oh, you're somebody who wants to release weight. Let me feed you all of this information. And now what's happening is people are getting stuck in information overload. They're comparing and despairing. They're feeling guilty about not having this figured out. They're beating themselves up. And I think being able to tune out that noise and listen to your inner guidance, and then find that one mentor, find that person that you resonate with, and tune everything else out. Really just be able to not let the thoughts in your mind and the noise online hijack you from what you really want in your life. And that's a challenge for some people. And they're really grappling with it.
Yeah. And I do like that you bring that up because, it's the voices in our head. But I talk to a lot of my clients, and you probably do too. I know Barb does, about going with the gut.
Yeah.
Feel the gut. What are your thoughts about going with the gut on that, Tina?
Yeah, so I believe our body has an innate knowing, and our body, our
Mm,
gut knows before our head. And so when I work with people and I'm talking to them about what they're grappling with and what they're struggling with, and then when I go to say, "Do you want some help with that?" If I say to them, if it's not a whole body yes, it's a no. And so I say,
okay.
don't let your mind hijack you, but feel into your body. Does it feel right? Do you feel ready? Do you feel committed? Do you believe
Hmm.
that this is what you need? Don't listen to me because I'm contributing to the noise if you're just believing everything that I say. What does your body say?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And people, it's a little bit of a reframe, but there are so many times where I'm not listening to my body, listening to my gut, and I made a lot of very expensive mistakes, let me tell you.
I think
I
we
think we
all
all
have.
probably, yeah.
Like, oh, I knew it. I felt it. Why did I say yes? It
Yes.
wasn't a whole body yes, which means it's a whole body no.
Buddy, no.
I have to laugh because I get that a lot around food. It's like you sit there and go, oh, but there's that piece of whatever, like bowl of chips in the cupboard. And you're like, I know I shouldn't. My gut's telling me don't eat that. But you do anyway, even though you tell yourself for 10 minutes not to touch it, you still get up and you go, and and then afterwards you just have that sense of guilt because you did that. And I know that's a
Mhm.
super simple example. It's not really to the full scope of what we're talking about, but that is one of those kind of
Yeah.
loud noises in our heads, but our gut is saying, don't do it, but we still do it anyway. And yeah, like you said, it's developing that mindset not to do that in so many different aspects of our lives.
I love that you bring this up, okay? Because I want to say something about this. I really do believe when Eve ate the forbidden fruit, she screwed us
Mhm.
all. Because look at how much guilt and shame we have around
Yeah.
food. Like, oh no,
Right?
don't eat the
True.
chips. I'm like, you know what? I ask myself, should I eat these chips right now? This is really bad. This is probably bad advice. I don't actually add a lot of it, like significance to my choices. I'm like, do I want them right now? Yes. Why? And then I go to my body and I say, am I hungry in my throat? That's emotional. Or am I hungry in
Mhm.
my belly? And if I'm hungry in my belly, is this going to nourish me? And there's some days that I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry in my throat. I want the damn chips. And that's it. I choose it. I know it's not the healthiest, but it's okay. I'm choosing it, not every day.
Mhm.
But that's how I gauge things now because I really pay attention to is it emotional hunger that I'm experiencing? Is it physical hunger? And with the physical hunger, is this going to nourish my mind, nourish my spirit? And sometimes it's like, yeah, I want salt. I want to
Yep.
eat
Yeah.
chips.
You're
And
gonna eat them.
I'm not going to take the whole bag out of the cupboard and sit on the
Hmm.
couch. I'm going to put some in a bowl and I'm going to let go of the guilt and I'm going to eat the damn chips. And I'm going
Yeah.
to be okay with that.
Yep.
And I like how you coach yourself a little bit too through it. Really, like asking yourself these questions: How is it nourishing me, or is it just, in your throat, so to speak? And that is almost like igniting our power around it. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
And that's another way to access our power is to not let things like food really have power over us. We get to develop a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with ourselves, a healthy relationship with others. And that's really being aligned and in tune with what do I want right now? Is it the best for me? Is it not the best for me? And then we
Hmm.
get to choose it, not because society says we shouldn't eat the chips and it's bad. And what do? We have this inner rebellious child in us. What happens when somebody says, don't do that or you can't have that? You want it
You do
more. And
it.
then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's like I'm hijacked all the time. I'm sabotaging instead of, just noticing. I notice my thoughts all the time because I go into my rebellious child all the time. Like yesterday, I had 3 hours and I said, I really should, right? When you should,
Hmm.
whose rules are those? Ours.
Yeah.
Really should go for a walk. And so I joked around with my friend. I said, should I have a glass of wine or go for a walk? And I'm like, listen, I answered my own thing. I'm going to go for a walk, but I really want that
What the
wine.
guy?
And then I went for a walk and I came back and had a glass of wine.
There you
So
go.
you got both.
Oh,
I love that. So is there any other, like, igniting our power around, you talked about self-confidence. How can we start doing that? Like, is there a place that people can start?
Yeah, I really do believe step number one is to really pay attention to your thoughts. We are our worst enemies and our worst critics. And,
Mhm.
when we pay attention to our thoughts, we start noticing the patterns that are keeping us stuck. And I ask myself the question, is it true? Like, oh my gosh, I look so awful
Mm,
in this outfit. Is it true? Like, do I know 100% that it's true? No, it's not true. Okay, good. Interrupt it. Um,
right.
and I really do think confidence is a state of mind. It's a way of being. And sometimes
Mhm.
we think, oh, I really want to look and feel my best, but I'm not confident enough to go to the gym. So many people tell me that until I release weight, I don't want to go to the gym. And I
Mhm.
say, confidence is a way of being, but it comes with competence. It's practice. It's doing things until it feels comfortable. And walking into the gym, listening to your thoughts you're saying about yourself, nobody gives a rat's you know what about you being there. They're not looking at you.
Yeah.
They're too busy feeling insecure about themselves or feeling so secure about themselves that they're looking in the mirror. They aren't paying attention to us. And so when
Yeah.
we see that, okay, it's uncomfortable, it's new, but eventually you're going to develop consistency and you're going to practice in any area of life until you know, have that confidence. I just recently I asked to do a TV show and
Oh.
I had to do an introduction and I was generating it in the mirror. People are like, Tina, you do podcasts all the time. You've done a TED talk. You do this all the time. Why are you not feeling confident? Because I've never done this before in this
Mhm.
capacity. But you're confident. You're a confident person. Yeah, but it's situational. I'm confident
Right.
in things that I've done over and over again because I'm competent. This is brand new for me. I've never done this. So in this situation, I don't feel confident yet, but I'm going to practice and generate until I do. So I think we
Mm.
get that wrong. You get to have it right away, but it's going to take some action to be confident. I say, walk into a room like God sent you,
Mhm.
as if who you are belongs in that room.
Love
That
that.
when you show up with those thoughts in your mind, people are going to see that. They're going to feel that. Even if you don't believe it yet, I say fake it till you be it.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, oh, I don't feel confident walking into this room.
Yeah.
Great. Do it anyways until you feel confident and competent.
Mhm. And you use the one word I love to use with my clients too, is the word yet,
Yet.
Yeah.
because yet is not final. If you
No.
just say, I can't do it, that's final in your mind, right? But if you say, I can't do it yet, it's not final. I can still do it. So
Yeah, it's a
I'm so
journey.
happy you brought that. Yeah, it's a journey.
It's a
Exactly.
journey. Yeah. And I really like your example of, yeah, you've done a lot of presentations and talks and stuff, but as soon as you get to a TV show, it's completely different. I totally understand that as well. Yeah, you can feel, completely vulnerable in those types of situations, even though they're very similar to something you've done.
Hmm.
I think a lot of our clients, we probably all had clients like that where it's brand new to them, but it's similar, and trying to find the ways to use some of that confidence and competence they have in those other areas to bring to this new area. It's huge. And I think it would go like right along with the whole igniting your power because, you have some of it. So let's work with what you have and
Yeah.
build on that with building blocks, right? So I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's so true. It's just what's missing always is the action.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the only thing that's missing between where you are and where you want to be is the new action to get the new results. But sometimes our brain holds us back. We get stuck on so many
Yeah.
things. When I did that interview and I had to generate the topic, when I walked into that room, I wasn't actually thinking about who was watching and the value that I'm going to give. I was too busy in my head thinking about getting it right that I couldn't even be present. So that's the other thing, when we're not really paying attention to our thoughts, they're contributing to the feelings, to the emotions, they hijack us. And and it's part of being a human being.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really it's a human thing, except we're not talking about it a lot. We're not shining a light on it as much as we could, except, I mean, if you hang around with coaches like us,
Yeah.
people that are listening, you're like, yeah, yeah, I get it. Pay attention to your thoughts. But people are like, what thoughts are you talking about? Those ones.
Yeah, those ones right there. Yeah, I love it.
The questioning ones, the ones that are questioning anything. Those are the ones you got to think too.
Yeah.
So maybe talk to us a bit about some of your clients and maybe some of the wins you've seen through working with people around kind of their self-confidence and igniting their power, so to speak.
And so most of my clients that I work with are entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches.
Okay.
So they come,
Leaders.
they're leaders, and they come to me always with, how do I grow my business? And, it's like I give them what they want and then give them what they need. And what I show them is what's actually missing is self-love. What's actually missing is confidence. And like, what do you mean? No, I love myself. Great. Do you love yourself enough to put yourself out there and know that you're safe and you're protected no matter what? If you fail, if you fall forward, well, not really. Do you love yourself enough to take on your whole life, your relationships, your finances, your business, your health? Do you love yourself enough to have it all? Well, how do I do that? There's not enough time. There's not enough room on my plate. Time is an illusion. We always do what is important to us. Why are you putting yourself last on that list? Well, because no, you don't need to do anything except really incorporate you time into your life. How do I know? I spent a whole year just focusing on self-love. And people, what do you mean, Tina? You? Yes. Because if I'm hustling and grinding and working 15 hours a day and not nourishing my body and not slowing down and feeling guilty when I go on vacations and feeling guilty when I'm eating dinner at the table with my family because I have so much to do, that is not self-love.
No.
Right? And so my clients are realizing when they put integrity into their whole life, miracles are happening in their business. I say date night is a business building adventure. Like, what do you mean?
I like that.
Because your relationships, your personal relationships are a reflection of your business relationships. How you do one thing is how you do all things. So when you start looking at your life, your business unfolds for you, but people don't see that. They think it's a mechanism. It's not a mechanism, it's a being. So they say, Tina, I'm being the best version of myself. I went and danced in the rain with my husband on date night. Somebody who's very analytical and very to herself. It's like, I'm dancing in the rain.
That's fun.
So then what happens is she starts dancing in the rain in her business. She starts having fun in her business. And we don't see this. So other clients are like doubling their revenue just by putting self-care first, exercising in the morning, meditating, meal prepping, because they have so much energy and they have that ability to like just shine their light so brightly. They're the real deal and people see that. So I mean, there's so many results that people are experiencing just by putting themselves first. But if I said, hey, I'm gonna build you before you can build your business, most people are like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm a high achiever. I know stuff. I'm educated. It's not the knowing. Knowing doesn't make a darn difference. I know what to do. I need a coach to hold me accountable to what I know to do. I have two coaches right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting that you talk about like even business owners and leaders and stuff, like put yourself first, because what I say to some of my clients is if you have like an hour that you want to exercise for your self-care, you put it in your calendar and you treat it like it is that a doctor's appointment you have waited for 2 years for. You can't cancel it because it's going to cost you, and it's going to cost you a lot of money if you cancel it. Right. And so I tell them to do that. Put it in your book, put it in your calendar, and it is the one you cannot change, the one with yourself.
Yeah, it's so true. So true.
Yeah.
And it's like when I have that standing appointment, I don't need, if I'm making a commitment to myself And I say, I'm going to commit to scheduling out an hour. And if I feel like doing a 10-minute workout instead of an hour, I get to let go of feeling guilty about that. You know what?
Exactly.
I got here, I put my shoes on, I'm going to do some wall Pilates for 10 minutes, and I'm going to call it a day, and that's good enough today.
Yeah,
so
but you still did it.
I still did it.
You still did it, and that's what matters.
Some days I'm like, you know what? I got up, I'm going to run up and down my stairs 20 times, and I'm going to say, yes, I moved my body.
Exactly.
That's good enough today. And some days I'm like, I'm going to be working out for 2 hours. I feel great, and that's good enough for today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like that, and I think the self-care is so important, and to not, like you said, not feel guilty about not committing 100%. If you can't that day, if you can only do 10 minutes, you did 10 minutes. You still committed to yourself. I love that.
And maybe 10 minutes is 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be that day.
You know, and that's the other thing. It's like we attach so much meaning to everything. And I remember one time I was on my treadmill, and this is the thing that I used to do. I'd say, today I'm going to run 5K. And then I'd get to 4K and I would like be so tired and I'd quit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd beat myself up, make myself wrong, never celebrate that I actually ran 4K. Then the next day I'd say, you know what, today I'm going to run 3K. And again, I'd run 2K. And then beat myself up. And then one day I was listening to my AirPods, and that song by Beyonce, Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Halo. And there's a part that says, remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. You know, I found a way to let you in. I never had a doubt. In that moment, I felt like I was talking to me. And I fell down and I started crying, and I'm like, why am I so hard on myself? Why do I beat myself up when I'm exercising 6 days a week? Do I complain about not doing it 7? Why do I run 5K, make myself wrong that I didn't run 10? And I realized it's because I didn't love myself, and it hit me so profoundly. And I said, you know, that wall that I built of perfection and getting it right, and the guilt and the shame if I don't do 100%, every day I'm going to say, if I show up, it's 100%. And every day it's going to look different. But that was a pivotal turning point for me, where I don't know why, or it was just the words of that song that was just so like the right timing, you know?
Yeah.
To just, girl, you're your angel. Look what you've done. You got a divorce, you built a business, you left teaching, you know, you took a risk. You lost a ton of weight. You're the best shape of your life. Girl, celebrate you. And
be proud.
Be proud. We don't do that enough. And I, you know, and I slip back into old patterns and habits. That happens, where I'll make myself wrong, but I catch it now. I'm like, oh no, that's the old version of you. Making yourself wrong and judging you. That's not who you are. So it's kind of interesting.
That's awesome. So do you have like that one big tip that can help some of us get started in starting to ignite that power within us? That one key takeaway, if we hear nothing else today, we're taking this. What would that be?
It's one word.
Okay.
Ready?
I am.
Commit.
Love it.
Oh.
Just commit. Like if it's something that, see, this is what I know to be true. People only take action when they're in so much pain that it hurts to stay where they are. We don't have to wait until we're in so much pain to take action. If it's important to you, just commit to it and have fun taking the actions. And you don't have to look at the top of the mountain and say, oh, but I have 100 pounds to release. I'll never do that. No, you get to release 1 pound, and that's it. And then you take another step, and you get to, you know, eat breakfast, just one little thing. And so don't look at the top of the mountain, just commit that I am going to do my best today to have what I want in my life. And that's the only thing that's missing really, is the commitment and the making it a priority. Like, this is so important that this is who I want to be. And it really starts with an intention, and an intention is who you get to be. I get to be a loving, courageous, powerful leader. And what does that mean? I get to take care of myself because I love myself. That's it.
Yeah.
I commit to that. I look in the mirror every day. I'm like, who do you get to be today, Tina? I get to be a loving, courageous, powerful leader. And my team will laugh, right? Because I'll be like, wait a minute. I am a loving, courageous, powerful leader. I just said something that was so awful, ugly. That is not who I am. Let me take that back.
Great.
That commitment. That's it. It's just
I love
committing
it.
to being your best self and letting go of the attachment of what that looks like, or it has to be a certain way, or should be a certain way. There are no have tos. There are no shoulds. And nobody makes the rules except for you.
Yeah,
Love it.
that's so true. So if somebody was looking to find out a bit more about you or your business or looking for some support around this, how can they find you?
You can go to LinkedIn or Instagram, Facebook. Go to tinabrigley.com. That's my website. Lots of free stuff there. And I'm pretty easy to find on the internet these days.
Awesome.
Oh, that was a great conversation.
Yes. Thank you so much for today and for helping support our listeners out there, Tina.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So we are here for you, our listeners, and we are also now providing a safe and welcoming community with free discussion groups, ebooks, workshops, resources, discounts, and more included in the annual membership. You can find that link on our homepage on our website to explore more as well, and we do hope to see you there.
So thank you to our listeners for joining us today. We hope you were able to take away some great key points from Tina that can help you on your own wellness journey. To learn more about our services and our Amplifying Your Wellness community that Tara has just mentioned, you can visit us at twinlifecoaching.ca. So until next time, remember, you've got this.